Then Quan Yin Bodhisattva arose from his seat, bowed at the Buddha's feet, and said to the Buddha, "World-honored one, I remember when, as many kalpas ago as there sands in the Ganges, there was a Buddha in the world named Contemplating the World Sound. It was under that Buddha that I brought forth the Bodhi resolve. That Buddha taught me to enter Samadhi through a process of hearing and reflecting. Initially, I entered the flow through hearing and forgot objective states. Since the sense objects and sense organs were quiet, the two characteristics of movement and stillness crystallized and did not arise. After that, gradually advancing, the hearing and what was heard both disappeared. Once the hearing was ended, there was nothing to rely on, and awareness and the objects of awareness became empty. When the emptiness of awareness reached an ultimate perfection, emptiness and what was being emptied then also ceased to be. Since production and extinction were gone, still extinction was revealed. Suddenly, I transcended the mundane and transcendental worlds, and throughout the 10 directions, a perfect brightness prevailed. I obtained 2 supreme states. First, I was united above with the fundamental, wonderfully enlightened mind of all the Buddhas of the 10 directions, and I gained a strength of compassion equal to that of all the Buddhas that thus come once. Second, I was united below with all living beings in the 6 paths, and I gained a kind regard for all living beings equally. World-honored one, because I served and make offerings to the thus come one Kuan Yin, I received from that thus come one a transmission of the Vajra Samadhi of all being, like an illusion, as one becomes permeated with hearing and cultivates hearing. Because I gained a power of compassion identical with that of all Buddhas, the thus come ones, I became accomplished in 32 response bodies and entered all lands. World-honored one, if there are bodhisattvas who enter Samadhi and vigorously cultivate the extinction of outflows, who have superior understanding and manifest perfected penetration, I will appear in the body of a Buddha and speak Dharma for them, causing them to attain liberation. If there are those who are studying, who are tranquil and have wonderful clarity, who are superior and miraculous and manifest perfection, I will appear before them in the body of a solitarily enlightened one and speak Dharma for them, causing them to attain liberation. If there are those who are studying, who have severed the 12 links of conditioned causation, and having severed the conditions, reveal a supreme nature, and who are superior and wonderful and manifest perfection, I will appear before them in the body of one enlightened to conditions and speak Dharma for them, causing them to attain liberation. If there are those who are studying, who have attained the emptiness of the 4 truths, and cultivating the way, have entered extinction, and have a superior nature and manifest perfection, I will appear before them in the body of a sound hearer, and speak Dharma for them, causing them to attain liberation. If there are living beings who wish to have their minds be clear and awakened, who do not engage in mundane desires, and wish to purify their bodies, I will appear before them in the body of a Brahma king, and speak Dharma for them, causing them to attain liberation. If there are living beings who wish to be Heavenly Lord, leader of heavenly beings, I will appear before them in the body of Chakra, and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If living beings wish to attain physical self-mastery and to roam throughout the 10 directions, I will appear before them in the body of a god from the heaven of self-mastery and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who wish to attain physical self-mastery and fly through space, I will appear before them in the body of a god from the heaven of great self-mastery and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who are fond of ruling over ghosts and spirits in order to rescue and protect their country, I will appear before them in the body of a great heavenly general and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who like to govern the world in order to protect living beings, I will appear before them in the body of one of the 4 heavenly kings and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who enjoy being born in the heavenly palaces and to command ghosts and spirits, I will appear before them in the body of a prince from the kingdoms of the 4 heavenly kings and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who would like to be kings of people, I will appear before them in the body of a human king and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who enjoy being heads of households, whom those of the world venerate and yield to, I will appear before them in the body of an elder and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who delight in discussing the classics, who keep themselves lofty and pure, I will appear before them in the body of an upasaka and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who enjoy governing the country and who can handle matters of state decisively, I will appear before them in the body of an official and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who like reckoning and incantation and who wish to guard and protect themselves, I will appear before them in the body of a Brahman and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are men who want to live the home life and uphold the precepts and rules, I will appear before them in the body of a bhikshu and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are women who like to live the home life and hold the pure precepts, I will appear before them in the body of a bhikshuni and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are men who want to uphold the 5 precepts, I will appear before them in the body of an upasaka and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are women who wish to base themselves in the 5 precepts, I will appear before them in the body of an upasika and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are women who govern internal affairs of household or country, I will appear before them in the body of a queen, first lady, or noble women, and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If there are virgin lads, I will appear before them in the body of a pure youth and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are maidens who want to remain virgins and do not wish to marry, I will appear before them in the body of a gracious lady and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are heavenly beings who wish to escape their heavenly destiny, I will appear in the body of a god and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are dragons who want to quit their lot of being dragons, I will appear before them in the body of a dragon and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are yakshas who want to get out of their present fate, I will appear before them in the body of a yaksha and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are Gandharvas who wish to be freed from their destiny, I will appear before them in the body of a Gandharva and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are Asuras who wish to be liberated from their destiny, I will appear before them in the body of an Asura and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are Kinnaras who wish to transcend their fate, I will appear before them in the body of a Kinnara and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are Mahoragas who wish to be freed from their destiny, I will appear before them in the body of a Mahoraga and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are living beings who like being people and want to continue to be people, I will appear in the body of a person and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. If they are non-humans, whether with form or without form, whether with thought or without thought, who long to be freed from their destiny, I will appear before them in a body like theirs and speak Dharma for them, enabling them to accomplish their wish. This is called the wonderful purity of the 32 response bodies, by which one enters into all lands and accomplishes self-mastery by means of the samadhi of becoming, permeated with hearing and cultivating hearing, and by means of the miraculous strength of effortlessness. Also, Well-Honored One, using this Vajra Samadhi of becoming permeated with hearing and cultivating hearing, and using the miraculous strength of effortlessness, because I have a kind regard equally for all living beings in the 6 paths, I go throughout the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time, and cause all living beings who encounter bodies of mine to receive the meritorious virtue of 14 kinds of fearlessness. First, because I do not contemplate sounds for my own sake, but rather listen to the sounds of those whom I contemplate, I can enable living beings throughout the 10 directions who are suffering and in distress to attain liberation by contemplating their sounds. Second, since my knowledge and views have turned around and come back, I can make it so that if living beings are caught in a raging fire, the fire will not burn them. Third, since contemplation and listening have turned around and come back, I can make it so that if living beings are floundering in deep water, the water cannot drown them. Fourth, since false thinking is cut off, and my mind is without thoughts of killing or harming, I can make it so that if living beings enter the territory of ghosts, the ghosts cannot harm them. Fifth, since I am permeated with hearing, and have brought hearing to accomplishment, so that the 6 sense organs have dissolved and returned to become identical with hearing, I can make it so that if living beings are about to be wounded, the knives will break into pieces. I can cause swords of war to have no more effect than if they were to slice into water, or if one were to blow upon light. Sixth, when the hearing permeates and the essence is bright, light pervades the Dharma realm, so that absolutely no darkness remains. I am then able to make it so that though Yakshas and Rakshasas, Kumbhandas, Pisachas and Putanas may draw near to living beings, the ghosts will not be able to see them. Seventh, when the nature of sound completely melts away, and contemplation and hearing return and enter, so that I'm separate from false and defiling sense objects, I'm able to make it so that if living beings are confined by canthus and fetters, the locks will not hold them. Eighth, when sound is gone, and the hearing is perfected, an all-pervasive power of compassion arises, and I can make it so that if living beings were traveling a dangerous road, thieves will not rob them. Ninth, when one is permeated with hearing, one separates from worldly objects and forms cannot rob one, and I can make it so that living beings with a great deal of desire can leave greed and desire far behind. 10th, when sound is so pure that there is no defiling object, the sense organs and the external state are perfectly fused, without any complement and without anything complemented, then I can make it so that living beings who are full of rage and hate can leave all hatred. 11th, when the dust has gone and has turned to light, the Dharma realm and the body and mind are like crystal, transparent and unobstructed, then I can make it so that all dark and dull-witted beings, whose natures are obstructed, all Adyantikas, can be forever free from stupidity and darkness. 12. When matter dissipates and returns to the hearing, then unmoving in the Bodhimanda, I can travel through worlds without destroying the appearance of those worlds. I can make offerings to as many Buddhas, thus come ones, as there are fine motes of dust throughout the 10 directions. At the sight of each Buddha, I become a Dharma prince, and I can make it so that childless living beings throughout the Dharma realm, who wish to have sons, are blessed with meritorious, virtuous, and wise sons. 13th, with perfect penetration of the 6 sense organs, the light and what is illumined are not two. Encompassing the 10 directions, a great perfect mirror stands in the empty treasury of the thus come one. I inherit the secret Dharma doors of as many thus come ones as there are fine motes of dust throughout the 10 directions. Receiving them without loss, I am able to make it so that childless living beings throughout the Dharma realm, who seek daughters, are blessed with lovely daughters, who are upright, virtuous, and compliant, and whom everyone cherishes and respects. 14th, in this 3,000 great thousand world system, with its billions of suns and moons, as many Dharma princes as there are grains of sand, in 62 Ganges rivers appear in the world and cultivate the Dharma. They act as models in order to teach and transform living beings. They comply with living beings by means of expedience and wisdom in different ways for each. However, because I have obtained the perfect penetration of the sense organs and have discovered the wonder of the ear entrance, after which my body and mind subtly and miraculously included all of the Dharma realm, I am able to make it so that living beings who uphold my name obtain as much merit and virtue as would be obtained by a person who upheld the names of all those Dharma princes who are as many as grains of sand in 62 Ganges rivers. World-honored one, there is no difference between the merit of my one name and the merit of those many other names, because from my cultivation I obtain true and perfect penetration. These are called the 14 powers of bestowing fearlessness. With them I blessed living beings. Moreover, world-honored one, because I obtained perfect penetration and cultivated to certification of the unsurpassed path, I also became endowed with 4 inconceivable and effortless wonderful virtues. First, as soon as I obtained the miraculous wonder of hearing the mind became essential and the hearing was forgotten. Therefore, there was no distinction between seeing, hearing, sensation, and knowing. I achieved a single perfect fusion, pure and precious enlightenment. For this reason, I am able to manifest many wonderful appearances and can proclaim boundless secret spiritual mantras. For example, I may make appear 1 head, 3 heads, 5 heads, 7 heads, 9 heads, 11 heads, and so forth, until there may be 108 heads, 1,000 heads, 10,000 heads, or 84,000 Vajra hits, 2 arms, 4 arms, 6 arms, 8 arms, 10 arms, 12 arms, 14, 16, 18 arms, or 20 arms, 24 arms, and so forth, until there may be 108 arms, 1,000 arms, 10,000 arms, or 84,000 mudra arms, 2 eyes, 3 eyes, 4 eyes, 9 eyes, and so forth, until there may be 108 eyes, 1,000 eyes, 10,000 eyes, or 84,000 pure and precious eyes, sometimes compassionate, sometimes awesome, sometimes in samadhi, sometimes displaying wisdom to rescue and protect living beings so that they may attain great self-mastery. Second, because of hearing and consideration, I escape the 6 defiling objects, just as a sound leaps over a wall without hindrance, and so I have the wonderful ability to manifest shape after shape and to recite mantra upon mantra. These shapes and these mantras dispel the fears of living beings. Therefore, throughout the 10 directions, in as many lands as there are fine motes of dust, I am known as one who bestows fearlessness. Third, because I cultivated fundamental, wonderful, perfect penetration and purified the sense organ, everywhere I go in any world, I can make it so that living beings renounce their physical and material valuables to seek my sympathy. Fourth, I obtained the Buddhist mind and was certified as having attained the ultimate end, and so I can make offerings of rare treasures to the thus-come ones of the 10 directions, and to living beings in the 6 paths throughout the Dharma realm. If they seek a spouse, they obtain a spouse. If they seek children, they can have children. Seeking samadhi, they obtain samadhi. Seeking long life, they obtain long life, and so forth, to the extent that if they seek the great nirvana, they obtain great nirvana. The Buddha asks about perfect penetration. From the gateway of the ear, I obtained a perfect illumining samadhi. The conditioned mind was at ease, and therefore I entered the appearance of the flow, and obtaining samadhi, I accomplished bodhi. This is the foremost method. World-honored one, that Buddha, the thus-come one, praised me as having obtained well the Dharma door of perfect penetration. In the great assembly, he bestowed a prediction upon me and the name Quan Shu Yin. Because my contemplation and listening is perfectly clear throughout the 10 directions, the name Quan Shu Yin pervades all the realms of the 10 directions.